Good morning, Texoma, and thanks for joining us this morning. We are taking an inside look at the Hotter Than Hell 100. The big race is coming up this coming weekend, so a lot of planning, a lot of preparation is about to all play out. Joining me now for the very latest, we have Sandy Monson. She is the Executive Director of Streams and Valley and also works with the Hotter Than Hell 100, and also Jessie Greenwood. She is the media coordinator for Hotter Than Hell 100. So thank you both for being here today, and let's get started. Just kind of kicking it off with biking and everybody getting ready for the big ride this weekend. I know it may be a little late to start the training officially now, but if there are, people who are going to be racing or just riding this weekend, what are some things they can do, last minute training tips to really make sure they're in the best health for the race?
I would say just drink plenty of electrolyte replacement drink, do some light stretching. Be sure they don't stay up too late on Friday night. Don't drink any beer Friday night. Eat some cookies, though. Cookies are always good. Just be sure their bicycle works right. We have 2 bike shops here in town.
The Texoma Cycling Center and the bike stop. Don't wait until the morning of. Make sure that your bike is properly operating, all the way down to the bikes, the chain, to the shoes you're wearing, to making sure you have the right kind of helmet, to the right type of shorts, and even the attire that you wear. So it all plays a role too. So.
And that's something you may not be thinking about. I mean, that's definitely important, and not only for the racers, but the riders as well, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Correct.
I mean, if you're going to be out there with your little ones or your family just taking part, you need to make sure you're...
Absolutely. And there will be bike mechanics at the consumer show, but it's best to have your bike, to get it checked out this week at one of our local bike shops, the Bike Stop or Texoma Cycling Center.
Is there a fee usually involved in this, or do you have a rough estimate of how much that might cost you to get that checked out? I'm sure it depends on what your bike needs. But
right. I think if you just have a flat, a tube is usually about $6 or $10,
okay. And
if the people at the bike store have to put it in for you, they might charge you $2 or $3. But you could Google how to change a tube on a tire and do that yourself.
That way you'll know the day of the race as well.
That's right. Yeah, you need to be prepared. Yeah. And before I do a big event like this, I like to lay my clothes out the night before so I forget less. I'm always going to forget something. But like, for example, after packet pickup, if you go home and you pin your bib number on your jersey, and you go ahead and get your bike numbers on your bike, and get your marathon photo numbers on your bike so you're ready to go. So in the morning when the kids need an extra snack before they leave, you don't leave all those important things at home. Fill your water bottles up halfway, freeze them. It's going to be hot. You need to be prepared.
That's great advice, because it's an early start that morning.
It's very, very early.
And it's going to be packed. So running home or running back to the hotel is maybe going to be a difficult thing to do.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
So what are some of those other things? You said water bottles. Are there things that you need to bring with you? Make sure you have the right clothes and the right shoes and your bike's ready to go. But what are the other little things people may forget to have out there that day?
Well, they always need to have something on their bike so they can change a flat, and a little pump or a CO2 cartridge. They always need to have some snacks. Cell phones are great in case you decide that you are done and you want to go home.
Or for in between rest stops too.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can track your family, and extra sunscreen.
That's important. You're in the middle of triple-digit heat, which is properly named Hotter Than Hell 100. Probably going to be dealing with some
areas,
triple-digit temperatures. So,
and in some areas, you're going to be in the middle of the country where there's nothing but a cow or fence, barbed wire fence. That's pretty much it. So.
Sure. So always have that backup
Absolutely.
and those plans
Sure.
in place. Lots of important tips that you guys are definitely giving people, and something else that's new this year is the route. I understand.
I'd met with Dale Neely, and this was pretty much his forte. But he had said that it's going to be a lot safer for riders and racers. The riders will not get caught up with the racers. The route is going to be more challenging, but in a good way. It's more challenging towards the beginning instead of the later part. So that's always a plus. This year they want to be sure and tell people that there is no Hell's Gate, so there is no bailout route. So which is a good thing. You're going to have less issues as far as angry riders go. So, but they want to emphasize, make sure you sign up for the ride that you train for. If you can ride 60 miles, don't sign up for the 100 miles. Make sure that you train for the ride that you sign up for. The 100 miles, the 100K, the 50 mile, the 25 mile, all of those routes they get to experience Sheppard Air Force Base.
They have hundreds of airmen and women on the roads in Sheppard Air Force Base doing high fives and cheering. So when all the riders go through, it's just extremely uplifting. And the planes are on the flight line, and they have people that know about the planes, that actually fly the planes. If you have your kiddos and you want to know about a plane, they'll tell you about it. You can have your picture made. They have their uniforms on, so you can get a picture made with a real Air Force pilot. When my children were little, it was their favorite rest stop. Of course, they have really good cookies there, but they liked seeing the big planes.
And this year, the 100-mile, you said, is going to be going through as well, which is something new
yes,
and important to them as well, correct?
Very important. We've had many phone calls at the Hotter Hell office to please let the 100-milers have the same experience that the 100K and all the other distances have.
So we need to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with more, so stick around. More Inside Texoma after this.
This Hotter in Hell 100 coverage is brought to you by Texoma Cycling Center. Get your groove on with Texoma Cycling Center.
Welcome back to Inside Texoma. We're talking about the Hotter in Hell 100 race. Of course, the 31st year this year, an annual tradition here in the Falls that's actually, I believe, the largest bike race, single-day bike race in the world. So
yep.
that's quite an accomplishment and something to be proud of course, here in Texoma. Now, you know, we were talking during the break, and she was mentioning a lot of people may have grown up here, and you know, you think, I can't ride in that, it's too much, I'm not able to do. There's so many other things, though, that you can take part in. And Sandy,
right.
I know you have a lot of information to share with us, so what can you tell us?
Well, on Friday night, in addition to the consumer show, where if you're any sort of a sports fanatic at all, you really need to go to the consumer show because they have really good sales. And they have a huge assortment of brands and styles that we don't normally have here in Wichita Falls. That's a great, great place. It's the entire Impact Center. The entire building is sold out with different bike shops and running shops, and there's even jewelry and furniture. And you can get things like our Hotter in Hell jersey, our 2011 blue jersey. We have these awesomely cool polar bottles with the Hotter in Hell logo. But also on Friday night, there's the mountain bike race. We have an award-winning mountain bike trail here in Wichita Falls. It's about 12 miles. It's called the Wichita. It starts at the Wichita Sculpture, and it goes along the riverbank, and it's a circle trail, and it's a lot of fun to mountain bike on or run on. And we have a mountain bike race Friday night, which has been sold out for about 3 months, so don't show up with your mountain bike. But it's a lot of fun, and we have professionals that come and race it, so there'll be some really fast people, and then there'll be local people that are not that fast, but they have a lot of fun. And the mountain bike race starts at 5 o'clock, and it's the first leg of the triple threat.
And can you explain that to us a little bit more?
Well, the triple threat, the first leg is the mountain bike. The second leg is Saturday, the road ride, 100 miles, single bike, no tandems. You can only do it on your own power. And then on Sunday morning, you run a half marathon, which is a little over 13 miles on the mountain bike trail. And if you accomplish that feat, the mountain bike race, 100 miles on the road, and the half marathon, then you get one of these awesome trophies.
And that is well deserved, because that's is
truly
a triple threat. That is a lot of work and a lot of training.
Work.
I mean, you know, you just think one of those alone is a lot of work and a lot of training.
That's right.
That's awesome. They all get that then if they complete the task, basically.
Everyone that completes the task gets a I Survived the Triple Threat award, and they come in all different sizes because, as you can see, they're slices of wood, and they're lasered I Survived the Triple Threat with our logo. The one with the clock, that is just for, we only give out 2 clocks a year. That's for the fastest man and the fastest woman of the 3 combined events. Wow. And it's amazing that someone can still run a half marathon really pretty quickly after they've done all the other two events. But Sunday morning, I really enjoy the spirit of the athletes on Sunday morning, because a lot of them will have crashed on Saturday, and they'll show up with maybe a sling or some road rash, and they want that trophy. So we've had lots of athletes that walk the entire half marathon just so they can get the award. And you know, we have more than just a half marathon trail run. We also have a 10K trail run, and those are open. We will accept registrations up until the morning of the event for the 10K or the half marathon trail run.
There are just so many events. I mean, there are so many different things that you can take part in. It just goes beyond one bike race. Is it neat over the years to really see this grow and the interest to, I mean, to take off like it has and all these people come in?
Oh, it's amazing. I love being out and all the energy, and I love sneaking over and watching the criteriums. If you're not a very athletic, or if you're athletic but have an injury, you know, if you're not going to take part in the events over the weekend, you need to come to town and watch the criteriums. To be standing on the inside of a corner and have 100 guys go past you at 30 miles an hour is an amazing thing. Everyone in town needs to go experience that.
And if you remember, if you watched our last Hotter Than Hell Inside Texoma show, which again you can always watch on YouTube, but Roby talked about that very thing and how the car, you know, I think he was lapped even. So, so you know, that is something that seems to be a favorite and something that a must. You know, if you have the opportunity and the chance to do that. And when does that criterium kick off again?
Friday night at 5 o'clock, the same time as the mountain bike race.
So I have a choice there.
Yeah, it might be a hard choice.
It's going to be a hard choice. But kind of going back to that triple threat, how many people are signed up for that?
Well, we have a limit on the mountain bike race of 255 people because it is a single track trail, most of it. And so we've closed the mountain bike 3 months ago, and I would say about 190 of our mountain bikers are triple threat athletes.
Wow, that's a big number.
That's a lot of people. And they have been working, I've been corresponding, Facebooking with these people all summer long. They have worked so hard, and they are so looking forward to it.
Wow. Are there any that are competing that are from Texoma, or are there a big number that are actually from here?
We have quite a few locals that always do it, and I see them on the trail all the time. They're a great group of guys and girls.
Well, good for them. I'm very proud of them, and we are rooting them on. So we definitely wish them the very best. Just kind of talking about how much this has grown in the international event it's really become. Can you explain, I mean, there's people from different countries that are coming in and all over. So where are some of the areas that people are going to be coming in from?
Well, last year we had at least one person from every state and every district in the United States. And we just got an email in the office this morning from a gentleman from London that was coming in and wanted, you know, some GPS help. But we've had people from Germany. We had 2 different groups from Hawaii last year. Can you imagine that? They fly over and they fly their bikes over, and we have it here all the time. It's just great. It's a great thing that our town has done.
It really is. So, and it brings in lots of economic dollars and makes such a big impact on our community, filling up the hotels and the restaurants. And it's going to be a busy weekend, but it's a good weekend for Wichita Falls, a great weekend for Texoma, and of course, it really shows off the community. I know we've heard this time and time again, it seems, from even people who have come in. I'm sure you can testify to this, of course, just the hospitality that they see when they come in.
Yeah, we are Texas friendly, and that's why people come back, because we're such nice people. We're always so friendly, and these folks go all around the country doing events, and they always come back here. People very proudly tell me that, you know, this is their 25th year. They only missed it when they were in college.
Wow.
And they wouldn't miss it for anything.
Well, it says a lot about Texoma, so something to definitely be proud of. We need to take another quick break, but we'll be right back with more.
This Hotter Than Hell 100 coverage is brought to you by Texoma Cycling Center. Get your groove on with Texoma Cycling Center.